This is my sister's old bedroom at my parents' house, and they wanted me to turn it into a guest room. Obviously, they chose my sister's room instead of my room, because clearly they loved me the most and couldn't bear to see it changed. First, I took this PVC lattice molding and cut it with my miter shears to create this box molding accent wall. I decided to put a smaller box inside the boxes to add more detail. And I painted this wall Dry Time by Sherwin-Williams, and then I painted the other walls accessible beige. Then I added this rug from Boutique Rugs, it's called the Manoa, and then I started building a bed. I cut down a piece of plywood and then framed it and added legs to it, and then I wanted to upholster it with this beautiful linen, so I laid down the linen, then batting, and then foam. Here's a hot tip for when you have to buy foam to upholster something. Don't go to the craft store, just go to Walmart and get a cheap mattress topper. I upholstered the side rails and then used these bed rail brackets from Amazon. Then I needed nightstands, so I built these rest nightstands from IKEA. I cut off the bottom so that I could add my own legs, and I left out the top drawer so I could add a shelf. Then I framed out the drawer fronts with lattice trim to make them look a little bit higher end, and then I added my own oak legs. Yikes, that's a scary concentration face. I painted everything urban bronze from Sherwin-Williams and added these long poles from IKEA. I wanted to add some art to the walls, so I cut down these pieces of wood and glued in these strong magnets to make these magnetic art hangers. I ordered some prints off of Etsy and I added string to the back to hang them and to keep them together. My mom has this old chest that was my grandmother's, and it's really special to her, but at the top was really wrecked, so I used this Restore finish, and it worked so amazing. It erased all those marks. It worked like magic, and I cannot recommend it enough. The other side of the room needed something, so I got this old dresser, I sanded it, I primed it, and I painted it the same color as the other side of the room, the Sherwin-Williams Dry Time. Don't yell at me for painting it. It was not an antique dresser. I used this wood bleach to lighten up the top. I added plug-in sconces above the bed, a new chandelier, and this is how everything turned out. I'm sure by now you are absolutely screaming that I should have painted the trim, but here's the thing. This house was built in the 90s. It has oak trim everywhere, so much oak, and I don't think my dad is up for me painting all of it, and I don't really want to paint all of it, so I decided to leave it as is and embrace the oak. I chose colors that would go with it. I love how this room turned out, and I hope you do too. Follow me for more DIY.